Do you ever feel like you're working hard, but you're not getting ahead? You see other people rising faster, making more impact, or achieving more, and you're just wondering, what's their secret? Today, I'm revealing 7 powerful strategies to get ahead of 99% of people. Let's get into it. Getting ahead isn't about luck. It's about thinking differently and doing what most people won't and leveling up your habits. In this video, I'll show you mindset shifts, daily routines, decision frameworks, and real steps you can take starting today to set yourself apart. Kobe has decided to join us, evidently. The first thing that you have to do is start thinking long-term and not short-term. Most people live paycheck to paycheck, and they're chasing short-term satisfaction, quick dopamine hits. 99% will get stuck in the immediate wins, the immediate satisfaction, the instant gratification. To get ahead, think in terms of years, decades. For example, the 99% would get a bonus and immediately blow through it right away on something that's going to be an instant gratification, something that's going to give them an instant dopamine hit. So if you want to get ahead of 99% of people, when you get a bonus, you invest it. Instead of buying something flashy for today, you invest it into something that's going to compound. Why this matters. Compounding and consistency is going to build exponential distance between you and most people. The next one is prioritize leverage. Don't just hustle for the sake of hustling. Hard work is good, but smart work is better. Use leverage. Systems, automation, other people's time and skills. For example, if you own a business and you're getting to the point where you feel overwhelmed, it's probably time to start outsourcing so that you can actually scale and grow your business. Or maybe you start to automate parts of your side hustles. A lot of business owners get stuck in this area because they want to continue to do everything themselves and they want to maybe save a little bit of money by doing it themselves. And they fail to see the big picture that if they do start to outsource, they can actually grow their business and scale their business exponentially. Leverage multiplies effort. You don't scale linearly, you scale exponentially. And a really fun example of this is when ChatGPT first came out. I remember I was at work and I had 2 different coworkers who had 2 very different viewpoints to ChatGPT. One was very doom and gloom and was like, the world is ending, right? And the other was like, hey, how can I use this to my advantage? How can I use this to make my life better? How can I use this to make my work better and more efficient? So don't be like the former. Don't let new technology scare you. Instead, ask yourself, how is this new technology going to serve me? You don't want to get left behind every time there's a new innovation. And leverage isn't always just about other people's labor. And ChatGPT is the most perfect example because it can help you automate so many mundane tasks that would just kind of be a waste of your time, really. And that way you have more time to spend on the things that's actually more important. You have more time to do deep thinking on the things that's actually going to help you better your life. Third one is to develop grit and persistence. Success is rarely a straight line. In fact, it's more of like a graph that kind of goes up and down, similar to the stock market, actually. There are going to be highs and lows, and that means there's going to be failures. According to a study of about 11,000 high achievers, the single trait that distinguishes them is grit. It's passion and perseverance. If you quit early, you'll never see what you become. So a good example of this is most people will quit a business about 3 months in, but months 6 to 12 often holds the most breakthroughs. So basically, most people are quitting before they could even see that breakthrough. And my favorite example of this is that story of the guy who was like digging for gold. And I think he gave up like right beforehand, and someone else bought it and immediately struck gold. So if you're thinking about giving up, maybe just give it a little bit more time. The next one is focus obsessively on high return activities. Most people are busy with tasks, but the 1%, they're busy with impactful tasks. And this is my favorite question. Ask yourself, what's the one thing I can do today that's going to make the most impact on my life? What's the one thing? Because it's fun to just fill your daily tasks up with a bunch of unnecessary tasks. It's fun to check them off and feel good about yourself. But if you start to ask, what's the most important thing that I have to do today? A lot of times you're going to realize that maybe you've even been avoiding the things that you know is going to have the most impact. And some of that can come from fear of success. So really be honest with what is going to make the most impact and focus on that. You can even eliminate eliminate and delegate low value work. High achievers are often 400% more productive than average workers because they ruthlessly prioritize. You can even try time blocking. A fun technique that I learned is you can just pull up an Excel spreadsheet and you can start labeling your tasks from A through D, let's say. So you all have the most important tasks being A, secondary tasks being B, and then C and D would be just like low value tasks. And then you can basically rank them. You're going to want to focus on A's and B's, and you can delegate or even eliminate C's and D's because really it's not going to make a big difference to your life. It's not going to get you to where you want to be. The next one is master emotional and social intelligence. Technical skills get your foot in the door. Emotional and social intelligence keeps you ahead. And this is so true because if you just look around, I look around my work all the time, it's not necessarily the most competent, high-achieving people who get promoted. A lot of the times, it's people who know how to communicate well, people who seem like they're the most competent or high-achieving. So sometimes it's something as simple as your communication skills and your communication techniques and styles and your relationships with your boss. It's not really about how smart or great you are. It's about how smart or great your boss thinks that you are. Forbes coaching experts points to hot intelligences, so empathy, self-awareness, social skill, and emotional regulation as the things that the 1% cultivate. So some examples include being able to read the room, being able to negotiate well, and mend conflicts. These become multiplier skills in business and in relationships. The next one is to read, to learn, and to improve continuously. Most people plateau, but top performers never stop learning. You can read books, listen to podcasts, you can take courses or find mentors. And then the most important part is breaking down what you learn and actually applying it in your life. Many top performers will credit a book or a mentor as something that really gave them a big breakthrough. Even just 10 to 20 minutes daily compounds your knowledge over years. The next one is to act as if. Adopt the identity of the person that you want to become. The way that you think about yourself really sets a limit. It's almost like you're putting yourself in a box with the way that you think about yourself. And that's because your brain will filter out 90% of the things that don't align with your self-concept and your self-identity. So whoever you think you are, whoever you believe that you are, your brain will work just ruthlessly to find examples and evidence to back that up. So whether you think you can or you think you can't, your brain will work so hard to just make sure that you're right. So start behaving like the person that you want to become now. Don't wait until you feel ready. If you see yourself as a leader, start showing leadership now. Start making decisions, owning small wins, and taking on more responsibility. If you combine this identity shift with new decisions, it's going to put you on a new trajectory. You can use the 3-2-1 breakthrough method. So write down 3 big goals that you want in 1 year, in 2 years, in 3 years, and in 5 years. And then visualize them for 2 minutes daily. And then take one bold action today that moves you towards them. The next one is obstacle and mindset shift. You'll feel resistance. And the 99% get discouraged easily. Internal voices will say things like, you're not enough, it's too late, other people are just lucky. Counteract these voices by keeping your why very clear. Celebrate your small wins and be patient. Use failure as a feedback loop. Evaluate, learn, adjust, and persist. You don't have to be extraordinary tomorrow, just a little bit more disciplined, strategic, and intentional than most. That margin is enough to pull ahead. Let me know which of these steps you're going to start doing today. If any of this resonated, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe for more. If you like this video, be sure to check out my video on why everything changes after $20,000. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye!